Oki Tamex Ganatoni. It is the morning of December 31st, 2014, the last day of 2014, and the moon Misameko Komiatos, the long night's moon. And I am out here at Spopikimi, just taking a walk around this morning to see what's new and who's around. The bird count, the Lethbridge bird count that occurred a few days ago is over. However, it's still count week, so if I happen to come across a couple of the birds that I wasn't able to get, especially the ones like the teal or the widgeon, you know, oddballs, if I could get the belted kingfisher, something like that, that would be important to include as a bird that was seen during the count week. But for the most part, I don't think that's going to happen, because as I was pulling up, believe it or not, there was like 4 different carloads of people with dogs. 2 of them coming back from already walking, 2 of them going out. And so with that kind of canine presence out here, even though it's a city bylaw that says you're not supposed to have dogs out here because it's a nature reserve, people don't give a fuck. And so they're out here with their dogs. And South Pond Spring, I don't expect to see any waterfowl there. If there was any there this morning, those birds don't hang around when there's dogs. So I think my chances of finding at least the teal or the widgeon are shot. But all the same, you never know what you're going to see out here. For the most part, I'm not out here to count birds or anything like that. I'm out here to see what's new. Just doing my regular weekly walkthrough and check out what's changing, what's new. It's been very cold the last few days, like -15, and then on top of that a wind chill. So it's been freezing. The animals, no doubt, desperate for food, for energy. I have a game cam, a trail cam set up where I saw some weasel tracks during the bird count, and so I'm gonna go and swap out SD cards of that camera to see whether or not the weasel is frequenting that area, or if he was just passing through the day that we were doing the bird count. Yeah, other than that, just taking a stroll. It's out nice to get out, get some clean air, be outside, that kind of a thing. I highly recommend going on walks and looking at the nature around you and paying attention, trying to learn the other species and all of that. So that's what I'm out doing this morning, enjoying the last day of 2014. Just heading into the Owlwood now, and from the south end, and I notice here I've already come across him. I've not seen the owl in this perch before, the great horned owl, so I wonder if this is the mate or if this is the same one I've been seeing. Further along, I'll be able to tell for sure in just a few minutes. No sign of an owl out here on the north end of the Owlwood. So no doubt the one back there on the south end is the same one I've been seeing sporadically throughout the winter, including just a few days ago during the bird count. But good to know that he's using another perch, so I can check that one if I'm not seeing him in the usual areas. Walking out here toward the north, headed toward the levee here, I have been hearing a male ringneck pheasant calling. I don't know if I'll come across them or not. I suspect not. They're usually pretty good at camouflage and at knowing where I'm at and staying out of my way. So if I do come across him, it'll be a situation where he knows I'm coming and is bedded down and decides to flush. It's very rare that out here, because of the crunch crunch of my footsteps and such, not to mention my voice talking on this video. They're ahead of the game, ahead of me for sure. Very rare that I come across them when they don't know I'm there, but you never know. Just over by the river now. Looks like we got a few Goldeneyes, 4, and then I think there's a couple more. Yeah. Yes, it looks like 6 Goldeneyes, only one of them being male. No sign of any of the mergansers that I can see. And just about to come within view of the South Pond spring. But like I was saying earlier, I don't expect to find anybody there because of the heavy human and dog presence. In fact, there's people playing hockey on the ice on the pond right now too, so chances are pretty slim. Yeah, there's nobody here. Water is closed up a little bit since last, so I suspect they're probably all over at the Alexander Wilderness Park, a little ways downstream. There's a few little Nepomakeeks, black-capped chickadees, keeping their eye on me as I move through the forest main. I picked up my camera, my trail cam, didn't see any tracks around the area where it was focused, so I don't know whether it will have caught anything or not. I kind of suspect not, but if there is any footage of any animals, I will certainly include them as an appendix to this video. Gotta admit, my mind is a little bit off the present today as I walk around the pond and walk through the forest. It's just circumstances. Someone that is a good friend and colleague of mine is passed away. Well, is passing away. They're gonna be taking, her family's gonna be taking her off of life support, probably within the hour. So even while I was out here, I received some phone calls from them and such, and it's just not all there. But I've decided that I don't want to go to the hospital to I don't want to be a witness to it, just because I don't want that memory. And that her family says they understand, so I just want to remember her like as we last met. I was actually supposed to sit with her just a few days ago, and then she called it off because she got the flu and went into the doctor's the next day. And at the doctor's, she suffered a major cardiac arrest. She collapsed right there, and right now there's no brain activity, and said if by any stroke of luck she survives, she won't be the same. She's gonna be not there at all. She wouldn't want that, so that's why they're taking her off. But the life and death stuff is definitely like part of all this nature. And it's interesting, you know, last night I got a phone call from her daughter, and it's about 3:30 at night, and she said, you know, I just want to tell you that my mom is leaving us. And you know, just that choice of words, the leaving, you know, whenever I've been around death, there really is that sense of the leaving. Now, I don't know that there's a place that anybody leaves to, but there is a definite like feeling that once it's occurred, that now you're just dealing with a body and you don't have the person there. That the person, that the spirit is left. And you know, I think a lot of times we forget about that in terms of our dealings with nature, that this, you know, this thing that, you know, so cripples us emotionally whenever we confront it, amongst those who we know well and who we, you know, are our family or loved ones and pets. Every living creature is like this. They all have that spirit, and every death is significant, and life requires it. You know, it's very easy to walk through this forest and see animals hunting one another and not really have the same emotional effect as it has when somebody or an animal you're very close to, when you experience their death. I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's just the thing that's on my mind that's kind of got me distracted from really seeing what's happening out here today. So I thought I'd share it. Okay, good news. I'm here about halfway through the forest main. I'm on the outskirts by the wet meadows here. And I just came across a little falcon, and I'm 99% sure it's very, very likely to be the same little falcon that Mahoney and I saw 3 days ago during the bird count. And this time I was walking down the trail and it was perched somewhere nearby. I must have startled it, or it just got spooked, and it took off the perch. I hadn't even seen it till it started taking flight, and it flew right past me, very close distance, and I could see 100% it's a Merlin. So at the time of the bird count, we were up in the air. Is it a Merlin? Is it a kestrel? Well, now I can say for sure we're looking at a Merlin here. Now, I thought I was going to be able to see it because it looked like it landed. I was deeper into the forest, but it looked like it came to land on this tree. But inspecting the tree, I don't see it either. It just like landed there briefly and then took off to another location when my vision was obscured from it, or what. That's most likely the case because I'm not seeing it here. But yeah, I wish I could show it to you, but it's definitely a Merlin. And hopefully, you know, as the, you know, this week, next week, or what have you, I'll encounter it again and be able to actually get some footage of it. Who knows, maybe Maybe it even flew down this way where I'm headed, and I'll come across it again. I don't know. But at least now that's a mystery solved. Well, looks like that's all I might see here at Spobikami this morning. Or now it's afternoon, actually. On my way out of the forest main, there was a mature bald eagle that came by overhead, kind of passed into view and passed out fairly quickly, so wasn't able to get it on film. So today's excursion, I know it's going to be a lot of talking Ryan on the video. I apologize for that, but maybe a few days I'll come back out, have my head about me, and see some more of what's going on out here. I'd like to get that Merlin on film.